Hi English students, this is Mrs. Peacock, and at this point we need to look at the research paper, which is going to be your first English 102 paper. For the research paper, I would like you to utilize outside sources, so that could be articles, books, documentaries, etc., to learn about an influential person and how he or she has influenced today's society, whether for the better or for the worse. So whoever you choose, they could be a positive influence on the world or a negative influence on the world. While you may choose the person, please ask my permission for your topic before beginning your research. Students are not allowed to turn in essays written for other courses, and the use of AI to write is also forbidden. Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns. So you'll need to write an original essay for this course, even if you've covered a similar essay maybe in high school or another class. It must be an original essay. Also, you must write the essay and not AI. So don't be tempted to use ChatGPT, because if it is detected, you'll receive a 0 on the essay. Please let me know if you have any questions about this. Your rough draft due date is Wednesday, June 5th by midnight, and you'll turn those into discussions. And the rough draft is where you'll be able to turn in your possibly incomplete, kind of rough around the edges essay. There may be grammar errors in there or formatting problems. But the rough draft is an opportunity that your classmates will be able to give you feedback and peer review, so you can use that feedback to revise your essay and then have a very nice polished final draft that I will grade. The final draft is due Wednesday, June 12th by midnight, and you'll turn that into the week 4 content folder. So once you click into content in week 4, I have a section where it'll literally say, submit your research paper final draft here, and then you can submit it electronically. I'll grade it electronically as well, and I'll email you guys whenever I finish grading this batch of research papers. But please let me know if you have any questions. This paper is worth 40% of your final grade. It's technically worth 2 essays because you only have 3 essays for the class, so this one carries the heaviest weight. So I highly recommend working with the Writing Center tutors or asking questions along the way. I know research papers can be a little daunting, and so especially if you need extra guidance, I'm happy to guide you through this process. The research paper should be at least 1,200 words in length. That does count your works cited page and in-text citations. But it should be at least 1,200 words. If it goes over, that's fine as well, but please make sure it's 1,200 words. For formatting, it should be 12-point Times New Roman font, double-spaced with MLA heading and style. Luckily, there's a really good example on page 192 in the Siegel textbook. This is the same book you use for 101, and it is also required for 102. But notice it starts off with your name, my name, the class, and the date. This is double space with Times New Roman, the page numbers in the upper right-hand corner. So it should look like this example. You'll also have to have a works cited page. It's not a research paper if it doesn't have a works cited page. And a works cited page is not a list of website links. So do not be tempted to just copy and paste website links and call that a works cited page. A works cited page gives every source full credit. And so whether it's a book and you're citing the author and title and publisher, or it could be an article and you're needing to cite the volume and issue, it just depends on what kind of source you found. If you do need any help citing sources, feel free to email me, but the textbook also has really good examples as well. The best example for a works cited page is on page 199. And notice you won't have this many sources. Of course, this is about 10 outside sources, but this is a really good guide to show you what a works cited page should look like. So notice it starts with a works cited title. The citations are in alphabetical order. They're double spaced, and they have what's called a hanging indent. So that just means that the second and third line are indented to show where each citation ends and begins. But if you need help with that, please let me know. Also, don't forget we have excellent Writing Center tutors who can guide you through this as well. Your textbook, the Siegel book, has examples of how to cite essentially every kind of source. So if you do need any extra help, I can point out those page numbers for examples as well. So this paper must have at least 3 outside sources. That is the minimum. And notice I did point out that you can use articles, books. For this, a documentary could be fun depending on the individual that you choose. You may find some neat documentaries if it's like a historical figure or even a pop culture icon. There's documentaries about some of those that are the most influential. So this can be a really fun way to learn more about a person you genuinely are interested in knowing more about. For your final draft late submission rule, this just means that it's 10 points off every day late for that final draft. So notice the final draft is due Wednesday, June 12th. If you turn it in on June 13th, it's technically 10 points off. And this is just to reward students who are punctual and follow those due dates. That's just a life skill that's going to help you in the future. All final drafts will be graded using the English 102 grading rubric, which is on the Getting Started page of Blackboard. When you click Getting Started, it's towards the bottom of the page, so you have access to the grading rubric at any point. So please let me know if you have any questions if you've reviewed that and you're not quite sure how to read it. It's also going to be scanned with anti-plagiarism software, so just make sure you do not plagiarize this paper. It's really important that this is your own original ideas, because the anti-plagiarism software, not only it will highlight the area that was plagiarized, but I can pull up the original source. So if you do plagiarize, I'll know and we'll have to handle it. And I'd rather not have that conversation. Just go ahead and make sure you write your own original work. And if you do use an outside source, cite that source on a works cited page. Also, there are in-text citations as well. So the in-text citation is where you give credit at the end of a quote, or if there's information you use that you didn't know beforehand. So even if you reword it or paraphrase it, you would still need to put a page number and an author. You can also do the author and page number at the end. Some sources will not list an author. So if the author is unknown, you can put the title of the work in the parentheses as well. But there's really good examples on page 154 and page 156. Of course, depending on the type of source you use, it could change what you're technically using. So for instance, if you quoted the Bible, they've even got examples for in-text citations for that. I think there's even an example in here of how to do one without, like an audio version. But anyway, so of course the Seagull is the one to check out for works cited and in-text citation examples. But please let me know if you have any questions whatsoever. I'm always here to help and I'm happy to do so. Have a good day.